Good evening and welcome to the Frenzy here on WJCL 22 News. Alongside Preston Harvey, I'm Amy Zimmer. Our Dave Williams and Rick Snow will join us in just a few minutes. We are into double digits. I'm talking week 10 of the high school football season.
I know, teams deep into region play this time of year where the teams are now battling for regional titles and a ticket into the playoffs.
Yeah, kicking off with two undefeated teams in GHSA Region 3 Quad A, the reigning state champs Benedictine hosting the Wayne County Yellow Jackets. The winner of this game going to get the inside track to the region title. Cadets up 3-0 thanks to a Hudson Grove field goal to start the second quarter. Benedictine Junior quarterback Luke Kromenhog putting the team on his back. The Big 22 member muscling his way up the middle for a big first down. Kromenhog would get his team on the 1-yard line, and it's Edwards punching it in for the touchdown, 10-0 BC. Next Wayne County drive, quarterback Andy Peel launches a rocket, but check this out. It's tipped, and Cadets Michael Williams comes up with the catch. The freshman making the big play just like that. The Cadets back in control, however, not able to turn into a score. Wayne County shakes it off, marches back down the field under a minute left before the half. Peel out to Jaquez Vale, shakes off a defender, gets the Yellow Jackets just outside the red zone. Benedictine defense forces Wayne County to settle for a field goal. Davis Tanner drills it from 22 yards, cuts BC's lead 10-3 before the half. Benedictine would stay on top the entire game and go on to win 31-10.
Heading over to Long County, it's senior night as the Blue Tide host the Liberty County Panthers. Now some action. First drive of the game for the Blue Tide. Quarterback Zion Irvin hands off to running back Christian Glenn, using his blockers to find the gap in the defense, taking this one all the way to the house. The senior showing out on his last home game in the regular season. 2-point conversion, no good, 6-0 Long County. Under 6 minutes in the first, Irvin hands off to Stephen Wyatt, punches in another touchdown. 2-point attempt, no good, 12-0 Blue Tide. Second quarter now, Panthers on the attack. Quarterback Carlos Singleton hands off to running back Paul Brown. Check out the stiff arm on the way into the end zone. Field goal good, 12-7. Next drive for Liberty County, Singleton takes a snap, sees the opening, using his legs for the 50-yard touchdown. Panthers take the lead 13-12. We have a game, ladies and gentlemen. Liberty County will go on to win from a last-second field goal, 33-32.
One team who already punched their ticket to the state playoffs, the Calvary Day Cavaliers, who blanked Johnson last week 42-0.
I know. Tonight, the Cavaliers hosted crosstown rival Savannah Country Day.
And our Rick Snow has the recap.
Unbeaten Calvary Day is rolling toward a championship in their first season in Region 3 AAA. They are ranked second in the state, and they have to face crosstown rival Country Day in a possible trap game. Future Cavalier cheerleaders were performing before the game kicked off, and when it did, Jake Merklinger on the second play of the game finds tight end Michael Smith open, and he turns the short pass into a 55-yard touchdown, and Calvary Day took a 7-0 lead less than a minute into the game. Back come the Hornets. Barton Mixon finds middle screen open, and Keith James turns it into a first down, and a face mask penalty puts the ball at the 5-yard line. On the next play, Michael Grandy dives into the end zone to tie the game at 7-7, and the Hornets were celebrating. Then they try an onside kick, but the Cavaliers recover at midfield as Brooks Phillips comes up with the ball. On the first play, Merklinger with a short pass to Edward Coleman, who breaks tackles and fights his way down to the 5-yard line. On the next play, Coleman finished the job he started with a touchdown, and it was 14-7 Calvary, and the Cavaliers run away to a 56-13 victory to remain unbeaten at 7-0. Rick Snow, WJCL 22 News.
All right, thanks, Rick. Over at Appling County, it's homecoming. Pirates hosting the Vidalia Indians. Appling drive, Jalen Johnson takes the snap, using his legs. This one goes in for the touchdown. Appling up 7-0. Pirates continue to add on. Patrick Crosby hands off to running back Jamarian Williams, breaking not one, not two, but 3 tackles, still on his feet. Weight room Williams takes this one in for a touchdown. Appling up by 14. How about this response? Vidalia's Kason Banks receives the kick, shooting straight up the middle with 2 men to beat, would come up short. But what a run. Banks setting his team up for a score. Indians would capitalize. Antonio Barron punches it in for the touchdown. Vidalia cuts this one to a one-score game, 14-7. Appling County would hold on, though, and defeat Vidalia. The final 34-13.
Yeah, heading over to Bullock County, the Statesboro Blue Devils hosting the Bradwell Institute Tigers. First quarter action, quarterback Christopher Garrett takes the snap, looking for a receiver. Pass is picked off by Creighton Horst. The interception to stop a Tiger drive before being brought down. Blue Devils drive now, quarterback Cam Michael with the handoff to Jordan Lovett, turning on the jet, saying bye-bye. Goes 23 yards for the touchdown. The first score of the game, 7-0 Statesboro. Second quarter, Michael with the handoff, but this time to Elijah Wells, able to score on the 13-yard run. Blue Devils extend the lead to 13. Just before the half now, Garrett connects with Brian Thompson on this deep ball for the touchdown, cuts the lead 13-7. Statesboro will go on to win this game, that final 41-14.
Over to the Low Country, Hilton Head Christian hosting John Paul II. It's JP2 pulling the stunner early. Check it out. Anthony Hill caps off their opening possession, reaching for the goal line. 2-point conversion good, 8-0 JP2. The team, oh no, they're not done yet. Very next possession, how about a little trickery? Quarterback Christian Tilton pitches the ball, goes out as wide receiver, catches the pass. No one going to stop him. That's a touchdown. The conversion failed. JP2 was shocking Hilton Head Christian 14-0. After that, the Eagles started to soar. Dylan Clark with the perfect strike to gauge Zada Logan for the touchdown. Hilton Head Christian cuts the lead 14-7. On their next possession, they draw even closer. Morgan Bedenbaugh finds his way into the end zone. The PAT no good. It was still 14-13 JP2. However, Hilton Head Christian would come out on top 48-32. Coming up, we're taking you to the Carolina Clash Game of the Week.
Plus a handful of teams met under the Thursday night lights. We have the highlights.
Yeah, those matchups and much more coming up straight ahead. Welcome back to the Frenzy here on WJCL 22. Time to get right out to our Carolina Clash Game of the Week.
Oh yeah, Bluffton and May River collide in a big SCHSL Region 7 Quad A matchup.
Our Dave Williams was on the sidelines catching all the action.
With only 2 games remaining in the regular season included tonight, there's lots at stake here as May River hosts its neighbor Bluffton. At 3-5 overall, each team needs a victory to avoid a losing season, but more importantly, a victory would put them in pretty good shape for the playoffs. And this one was a defensive battle with May River leading 7-0 at halftime, but the Bobcats began to get their offense clicking. Max Von Hohenstraten with a pass over the middle to Jalen Linder to get Bluffton close. But the Sharks defense rose up and Thomas Raish breaks up the 3rd down pass, and a missed field goal will keep the game 7-0. Bluffton, though, did finish the deal on their next possession. Vohan Straighten hooks up with Jalen Linder again, this time in the payoff pasture for the touchdown, and we're tied at 7 apiece, but it's May River that gets the win in the end, 14-7 the final. In Bluffton, Dave Williams, WJCL 22 News.
Thanks so much, Dave. In Region 3 AAA, the Savannah Christian Raiders hosting the Beach Bulldogs, who are searching for just their 2nd win of the season. Raiders say not tonight. Opening drive, Raiders quarterback Paulus Trower to Tyler Penrose breaks into the end zone. 7-0 Savannah Christian right out of the gate. Bulldogs trying to work high snap. Beach quarterback Demetrius Holloway can't recover. Raiders Elijah Griffin, the big 22 member, falling on top of the ball. Savannah Christian quickly turns it into a score. Raiders Zoe Smalls punches it in. He's known as Zoe the Show for a reason. 14-0 Raiders. Bulldogs would find the end zone once. However, Raiders too much. 49-7 Savannah Christian.
Over at Savannah High, the Blue Jackets took on Scriven County with the Gamecocks leading 8-0 in the 2nd quarter. Savannah High trying to rally, but the handoff exchange is fumbled and it's recovered by Vasquez Lunning, giving Scriven County great field position. Jake Pulla gets the Gamecocks rolling with a deep sideline pass to Dylan Adams, who makes the leaping catch inside the 10 and fumbles out of bounds. Moments later, Andre Mishad takes it from 4 yards out, and Scriven County was up 14-0 late in the 1st half. The Jackets are trying to get points on the board before the half. The pass over the middle is caught by Keely Polite for a huge 1st down. But the drive would fizzle as a 4th down pass goes incomplete. And Scriven County pulls away to a 32-0 win to remain unbeaten at 7-0.
A handful of Thursday night games were this week, including 2 at Savannah Preston. You were on those sidelines. Go ahead, take us there.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. How about some Thursday night football action? The Jenkins Warriors hosting the Coffee Trojans at Memorial Stadium. Under 10 minutes in the 2nd quarter, Coffee leading 14-0. Quarterback Maurice Hensley with the handoff to running back Antoine McDuffie, finding the gap in for the touchdown. 2-point conversion good, 22-0. Under 7 minutes before the half, Hensley takes a snap, looks deep, throwing it up, finding Billy Simpson open in the open field for the touchdown. Extra point is good, 28-0 Coffee. 2 minutes before the half, quarterback Troy Smith now takes the snap, connects with Keyshawn Leggett. Check out this catch. Oh, ooh, man. Well, ultimately, Jenkins would fall to Coffee the final, 42-7. Heading over to Islands, the Sharks hosting the New Hampstead Phoenix. Phoenix leading 21-7 to start the 3rd. Quarterback on Amari Bedgood with a quick throw to Eric Pettiford, using his legs for a big gain, and that's enough for a 1st down. Phoenix drive now, quarterback Paulie Seeley takes the snap, launching this one downfield. Malachi London does the rest. What a nice catch, man. New Hampstead would take this game away from Islands and clinch a playoff berth. The final, 48-7.
In SCHSL Region 8 AAA action, Buford Eagles up in North Charleston start things off with a bit of trickery. The double pass, Colton Ferris to Samari Bonds. Yeah, I'd say works out quite nicely for a huge gain. Later in the drive, Eagles' Casey Fields finishes it with the short touchdown run. Buford up 7-0. More from Buford in the 1st. It's Bonds to McLeod Reichel. 14-0 Buford. Eagles roll to a 48-8 win. All right, and that's going to wrap up Week 10 of the high school football season. Thanks so much for joining us for the Frenzy. For Preston Harvey and the rest of the sports crew, I'm Amy Zimmer. We'll see you next Friday.